Coming up on News 2, frequent flooding in Smith Bay. A group of concerned citizens are getting together to tackle the problem. Two major government projects stopped in their tracks. Find out why. Were you at the St. Patrick's Day parade on St. Croix? We might have caught you on camera. We'll have highlights. Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm April Knight for Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, a major victory for opponents of the multi-million-dollar hotel development plan in Mandal Bay. Last week, Governor Kenneth Mapp said during his talk at a local Rotary meeting that the developers, Mandal Bay Holdings, are no longer pushing forward with Port of Mandal. According to the governor, the developers are not fighting the strong opposition. Friends of Mandal, however, is not dropping the lawsuit it filed against the government late last year. Here's why.
The main focus of the lawsuits is the lease itself. Our contention is that the lease is illegal. Under revisionary rights in a deed, under something that is deed restricted, title reverts back to the original owner. And what we've been fighting over the years is every time they bring up a new proposal, we try and push it back down. Right now, for the next 49 years, they can continue to bring these type of projects forward until one day they get it slipped through a commission or a board or a legislature. If we go to court, it could end up back into federal hands because the local government, not the developer, is violating the deed covenant.
This came after announcements that Long Bay Landing, a project by the West Indian Company to build a cruise ship mega dock on St. Thomas, also got canceled. The dock would have held 2 Oasis-class cruise ships at one time. The Smith Bay Community Action Foundation is holding a meeting Tuesday evening and is looking forward for Smith Bay residents and businesses to come and make their voices heard. They're looking for a consensus on a permanent fix to a watershed problem that has caused flooding, extensive damage to roads and property in the area. And the VI government is already proving a willing partner. News 2's Monica Jonigan has more.
Another young man told me his kids go to school and he has to walk through the back road, which takes way, way long, and it's not safe in the mornings. At the same time, I talked to the owners of Cower World. They stated to me that they have over 20,000 guests coming through here on a monthly basis, and I think this is unacceptable.
That's Senator Marvin Blyden back in January responding to constituent complaints about the frequent flooding of the Smith Bay area, particularly the very busy road leading to Cokie Point. This is what that same area looked like this afternoon.
The Smith Bay Community Action Foundation is hoping residents and business owners in the area or those concerned with the frequent drainage issues on one of St. Thomas' busiest side roads will come out in support of their efforts to find a permanent solution to a problem that has caused property damage and consistent flooding in this area.
This problem has been there for decades. Right now, the street is so badly damaged that you can't even traverse the area. Walking is a challenge. Driving is a challenge right now to Cokie Point Beach.
We spoke to Senator Blyden today. He says his office and the Department of Public Works are working on a short-term fix that they expect to be implemented this week.
In the short term, what we are going to do is go ahead and clear the gut that's right there by the wall by Pineapple Beach, because we had a meeting with them before and they gave us permission to do that to help subside some of that water. And whatever water is left there, he's going to bring in a pump truck and try and pump out that water. Once he pumps out that water, he's going to start basically patching the road immediately, sometime this week.
Monica Jonigan, News 2.
The SBCAF meeting takes place tomorrow night, Tuesday the 17th at 7 p.m. in room 120 of the Smith Bay Business Complex located adjacent to the Puma gas station. Well, in the 2015-2016 school year, students will not be the only ones getting graded. Teachers and principals will also be getting their report cards. Education Commissioner-designee Sharon McCollum made the announcement of the department's commitment to getting the new teacher and leader evaluation process in gear. This process began in 2013 when a task force began revising the existing evaluation for the performance of the territory's educators, and after quite a few negotiations with teachers' unions, that plan is finally materializing. At the end of each school year, teachers and principals will get a numerical score. The score, however, will only be used as feedback and as a guide for their professional growth. Meanwhile, a St. Croix man was arrested on domestic violence charges on Friday morning. The victim stated that her former boyfriend, Kamani Joseph, came into her home without permission and became upset when she asked him to leave. He grabbed her by the throat and began to strangle her. The victim fought back. Joseph released her but caused more damage in the apartment. Joseph then took a set of keys belonging to the victim's male acquaintance, and took the vehicle. Joseph was arrested and charged with second-degree assault, domestic violence, and held without bail pending a hearing. Meanwhile, on St. Thomas, police arrested and charged 30-year-old Claudius George with third-degree assault, disturbing the peace, after a man claimed he was stabbed around 1 p.m. in the Annis Retreat area of St. Thomas. The victim, whose name was not released, was questioned by officers while being treated for stab wounds at Schneider Regional Medical Center. Unable to post the $25,000 bail, George has been remanded to the custody of the Bureau of Corrections. Gas prices are still holding steady this week as Avenza continues to empty out its storage tanks on St. Croix. If you're buying directly from the rack, these are the prices you'll be paying. For regular fuel, it's $3.10 per gallon. For premium, it's $3.50 per gallon. And for diesel, it's $3.31. These prices include the 14-cent tax that Avenza collects for the government. Prices could be a little higher at your nearby gas pump. Turning our attention overseas, Secretary of State John Kerry resumed high-stakes diplomacy with Iran today. At stake, a deal to halt Iran's development of nuclear weapons. Mark Albert reports from Washington.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry spent nearly 5 hours with Iran's foreign minister in Lausanne, Switzerland Monday, working to hash out a nuclear deal. Kerry told CBS News the main obstacle blocking a long-sought agreement is ensuring UN inspectors have unfettered access to all of Iran's nuclear facilities.
They have an interest to live up to this agreement, because if they don't, sanctions will come back, or possibly worse. We have an interest to live up to it because we want to be able to prove that it's peaceful.
Monday, the Iranian delegation did bring up the letter signed by 47 Republican senators, which warned any agreement could expire when President Obama leaves office unless Congress approves it.
We can't have a situation where you have some people in the Congress backseat driving.
Anthony Cordesman worked at the U.S. Embassy in Iran. He says an agreement is critical to U.S. security and believes its ultimate success won't be decided on Capitol Hill.
It's the first year and the year after that, and every year for as long as the agreement lasts, that's going to be the test of its validity.
The deadline for the talks is the end of the month.
Freshman Senator Tom Cotton, a Republican from Arkansas, wrote the open letter to Iran seeking to influence the negotiations. He told CBS News he has no regrets. Keeping our eye on the economy, Facebook just acquired the shopping search engine The Find, and with the purchase, it is shutting down. Facebook naturally is interested in new ways to make money from shopping ads and searches. The Find app lets you compare prices online at online and local retail stores. Here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. Everything up: the Dow 228, NASDAQ 57, S&P 27. Coming up on News 2, did you go out and party for the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on St. Croix? Tune in, you might be one of the happy revelers we caught on camera on Saturday. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As we continue to recognize VI History Month, we feature one of the most talented musicians produced by the Virgin Islands. Alton Adams was born November 4th, 1889 in Charlotte, Mali. He was born to artisan parents, became a carpenter and shoemaker, and eventually learned to play the piccolo. He became a member of the St. Thomas Municipal Band while studying music theory through distance courses with the University of Pennsylvania. He eventually formed his own ensemble, the Adams Juvenile Band, that became so renowned that it was inducted into the United States Navy in 1917. Thus, the band members became the first African Americans to receive official appointments in the Navy, and Adams, naturally, is first African American bandmaster. The 46th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade was held on Saturday in Christiansted Town. The theme for the 2015 parade was One Love VI. The Claudio Marco School took home the award for Best Youth, while Caribbean Lionfish Safari won for Best Adult. The St. Croix Animal Shelter won in the Best Float category. The Lou Muckle Steel Pan provided the Best Music, winning in that category. Safari Pub took it for Best Theme with I'll Drink That. There was even a category for honorable mention taken home by the Lost Dog Pub, but Calabash Real Estate were the ultimate winners, taking home the award in the Best Overall category. This year's parade benefited the Dolphin Swim Team and the St. Croix Track Club.
I'm here, as you can see, at the St. Patrick's Day Parade on St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I'm celebrating the culture, not just of our culture in the U.S. Virgin Islands, but the culture of the world. No matter how we feel about anybody, respecting another person's culture is what's important. So enjoy it, keep it lovely, and live up.
Great message from our beautiful Miss St. Croix. Meanwhile, on St. Thomas, hundreds came out for another green event, the University of the Virgin Islands annual Afternoon on the Green. Lots of local cooks and chefs brought their best culinary creations, and some of them won prizes. Attendees danced to live music from local bands, and there were even mocha jumbis entertaining the crowd. The event is actually a scholarship fundraiser, and from the look of the turnout, it seems they'll be raising enough tuition money for 2 lucky VI students. Kudos to UVI and the organizers of Afternoon on the Green. March is Tsunami Awareness Month. Governor Kenneth Mapp made the proclamation on Friday, encouraging Virgin Islanders to always be ready for this rare but deadly natural disaster. While the Virgin Islands has not experienced a tsunami since 1867, local emergency coordinators are still asking the public to be vigilant and be aware of what to do in case a tsunami strikes. NOAA has designated next week, that's March 21st to 27th, as Tsunami Awareness Week. There will be tsunami response exercises in the territory on March 25th, so watch out for that. Well, here's a good deed from last week. Kindergartners at Juanita Gardine Elementary School were a happy bunch. They received school supplies from Ballantine Connection Incorporated. According to Ballantine Connection, they heard some teachers in the territory's public schools have had to purchase school supplies out of pocket, so they stepped up. Juanita Gardine kindergarten classrooms got supplies from chalks and erasers to printer ink to Play-Doh. Kudos to Ballantine Connection. Well, today the St. Croix Technical Education Center held their second Career Fair Day of the year. Sophomores from St. Croix Educational Complex, along with eighth graders from the John H. Woodson and Elena Christian Junior High Schools. The Career Fair is designed to give students exposure to what goes on at the Career and Technical Education Center. The goal of the Career and Technical Center is to adequately prepare students to be college and career ready. Career and technical education programs take a more hands-on and engaging approach.
We have one more career day scheduled for in April, and we will be inviting the freshmen and sophomores from Central High School, as well as all the private schools on the island, to see what we do here at the Career and Tech Ed Center, okay? We want to thank the schools who have showed up thus far. The students seem very, very interested, and they were kept engaged, and we do welcome them back here on their own time.
Just a reminder to our viewers, there will be no newscast on the following days as CBS TV2 airs some major basketball action. On Thursday and Friday this week, March 19th and 20th, the newscast will be preempted by March Madness. That also goes for next week, Thursday and Friday, March 26th and 27th. Regular newscast resumes on Monday, March 30th. Again, no newscast Thursday and Friday this week and next week. Well, stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.